A very good evening to everyone, those who are watching this video. And as you know that nowadays I am discussing about to the open access journal, and today in this video I will discuss about to the difference between the open access journal and subscription based journal. In the earlier video I have discussed with you that what are the characteristics of the open access journal and what are the good features of the open access journal. In this video you will learn about some basic differences about to the open access journal and the subscription based journal. As you know that subscription journal means if your host institution, university and research centers basically subscribe the journal annually, and your library basically play the main important role into that based on the impact factor. So that is the different point, but here subscription means that a journal which is subscribed through the university library or institutions library or research centers, right, like that. So in the subscription based journal actually authors do not need to pay the money when they submit the research article for the article processing charge, so called editorial work that comes through the layout, typesetting, reviewing, and there are so many things basically in terms of the technology, web hosting. So open access journal basically charges for that, but subscription based journal never charges from the author about these things. But what is the main difference between the open access journal and subscription based journal? That is my point, and in this video I am discussing that in a systematic way. As such, there is no difference in terms of the quality. Both the journals have impact factor as well as H index. That point I will discuss into the next from this video. Here the main difference is, as you can see here, one is the copyrights. In the open access journal actually all the copyrights are given to the authors in general, and in subscription based journal copyrights basically remains to the publishers. If you suppose need any part of the article, images or etc required for the future purposes, or any other author basically is looking for such information, then that time they will request to the publisher of that journal and will ask for that content, for that information, right? That is a systematic way for that. But in open access journal there is no requirement to ask the journal or publisher, and author basically, researcher basically can use the information, right? So there is a point basically the journal, open access journal mention that they mention that if you or any author or any researcher need any content, any images, or want to quote any particular thing, so then that time they have to give the credits to the author as well as to the journal, right, along with the publisher, right? So publisher does not come into the citation, but the name of the journal, the name of the author, these things comes into the role. So this is the condition, this is the requirement actually in general. When we talk about to the publication ethics, it's our duty that we give the credits to the original author from the where we are taking the information or idea or the content. So it's our duty that we give the credits to the original source. So in open access copyrights are given to the author, but in subscription based journal copyright remains to the publisher. So they basically charge for that when someone required, and it is not must that condition that they always charge it, but many times they can give it free of cost also. Second thing is about to the license, that what publication policy basically they are following. In general, open access journal following CC BY, right? Creative Commons license, basically, as you may be know about these things. So in open access journal, fully open access journal give the license CC BY. That means if you required, as I had discussed earlier in the earlier statement, that if you required any information from the article, you can take that without any request or anything. You have to just give the credit. And there are some other licenses, but this is purely open CC BY license. As you may have seen, CC BY NC non-commercial, CC BY NC ND non-derivative, and then share alike. Like, so these are different licenses. On that basis, the information you can share with someone or somewhere at the website of your article. The thing is, basically, you have to understand, you are working on a research project, you are writing the article, everything is basically is given by you, and someone is taking the rights of that. This is not good thing, and because of that, the people basically thinking about this open access model. And now this basically is growing very rapidly, and now, as you may be aware about, to the plan as OPSI or a coalition, basically. In the first video I had discussed about the plan as that what are the requirements, and why do basically we have to follow the open access journal, right? So that is not the point. At the differences I am talking about here in open access journal and the subscription based journal. And at the third number, article processing charge. Why basically open access journal charge is high much, so much. They sometimes in the cell or in the in medical journal, basically charge is so much. They charges $3,000 or as usual $1,500 or $1,000 as usual. Right, so article processing charge, open access journal, maximum journals charges, article processing charges or article publishing charges, whatever they mention, right? So they mention that they are taking article processing charge because they require to run the publishing house, right? And there are certain technology is required, manual basically manpower is involved into that for the reviewer. I don't know how much or they give the money to the reviewer. As such, this is the volunteer services, or you can say the scientific services, the role of the reviewer and editor play. But the journal, open access journal, gives the money to the editor and reviewers. Not true for all, but they mention, some journal mention. And for the editorial process, like proofreading, like the language correction, like the web hosting of the journal, technology, SEO for like that, XML, when they convert, for the typesetting, there are so many things basically which involved into the publishing. So all the charges basically gives towards that. But overall the charges the publisher take, that is more than that. So this plan is basically is in favor of that, where open access journals basically is applicable to the by the research funders. So that I will talk in a different video. Here I am just talking about, as you know, that about APC, and in subscription based journal there is no article processing charge because your institutions already paid to them, right? Again I am saying that you are doing the research, you are spending enough time, and subscription based journal basically taking the copyrights of that, of your research. You are hand over to your research to them. So just think about to that. And subscription charges basically goes through the public funds, the taxpayer fund. So we have to think about to that, right? At number 4, when we talk about to the license and accessible about to the article, the information, basically the research we are doing. When in the developing country we are saying that research growth is going down, so we have to think of one point also in this reference, that we at our research institutions, higher institution, doing great research, but that research is not accessible to the colleges and different sections. So we have to think all about to that. So these are the points. So in open access journal, actually anyone can read the your research article. So by this way the growth of the research will happen. So these are some major points about to the open access journal and subscription based journal. As such, there is no difference between the quality. Every research journal have their own impact factor H index, whether that is open access journal and subscription based journal. The point is only that in open access journal, through the open access journal, one can read article or your research, and more citation actually you can get only then. And in subscription based journal, normal people cannot read, normal researchers or the researcher belongs to the developing country, it is difficult to pay the money, right? So open access journal, when we talk about to the citation, to get more, but in a specific area there are some actually when I am saying that getting more citation, that is the that there are some specific area in which they are getting maximum citations in open access journal, right? So thank you for watching this video. If you have any question, you can comment, or if you find that this information is useful for the others, you can share this video with your colleagues, with your other researcher and young students, basically those who are basically those who have started basically the research nowadays. So open access journal and subscription based journal, this was the difference. These were the differences that I had discussed in this video. I am thankful to all of you, those who are watching this video, right? And please, again I'm saying, you if possible at you, and please like and subscribe channel and share the video with young researchers especially.